All right. Hello, everybody. I just got out of the shower, watching a lot of the Delphi stuff for the past half hour. Uh, you know, there's talk of him being a MK Ultra. Some people now are saying that Richard Allen's psychiatrist came forward and said she believes maybe he's being MK Ultra. I watched another video where they're saying that his next door neighbor. Well, ain't it funny? His next door neighbor, or the guy that lived across the street from him, looks like the first sketch. Oh, is this crazy or what? Now there's talk of maybe everybody knows that the KKK is Indiana's home base. There is talk. Is it possible these good old boys down there are all KKK? Good God, how deep does this go? I don't know. Oh man, this is ugly if you ask me. I'll tell you that much. I'll definitely tell you that much. All the biker stuff he was into. Oh man, this is ugly. We might have to quarantine Indiana. No joke. Bring in big boys, other countries. Madness. The case is unbelievable. It's so far tainted. I don't think they got a good case against anybody. Meaning, if it went to court, there's a good chance that it would get thrown out of court because you ain't going to be able to find anybody to sit on the case because it just this case is so mad. Uh, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard case. They're going to have stone cold proof. Stone cold proof that these guys are connected to Abby and Livy, or at least they might not have done the murders, but they are the cause of it, meaning catfishing the young ladies down there. It could be everything that they're saying, a giant kitty porn or kitty photo, whatever it's called. Ring. Yes, involving drugs, prostitution, guns, gangs. Yes. If they came to me today and said, this is what we got, and threw the file on the table, and it's a big organization, we've been telling you all along, I would say, all right, how many got to die? How many? We need a supply on body bags. That's if I was in a movie, but this is real life. You just can't go around killing people, right? At least we're not supposed to, right? It is mad. And I can believe how some people are just saying, F this case and the madness. It's so screwed up. I understand, but they're all looking for one guy. And everything that the police, all the evidence is pointing towards there wasn't one guy, there was many involved. And they need to look all over that area for more bodies because they've probably been doing this for a while. You just don't wake up in the morning and decide to kill two little girls. And everyone's talking, oh, he was a great guy and everything. Are you people nuts? This guy could have been killing people from CVS the whole time. We ain't looking at two little girls. We're looking at massive amounts of people probably ODing. Good chance he was stealing from CVS. Drugs. Good chance the guy was actually killing people with mixing up their medication on purpose. Yeah, I would say how many got to go, Mr. President, down south or in this country? Pentagon, FBI, how many are we looking at that we are going to Get rid of. We want to make sure we got capabilities of getting rid of these people. How many do we need? How many body bags do we need? You said to me, you can guarantee the body bags if we got to do what we got to do in this country. How many got to go down south? How many? You people think it's a joke. It ain't no joke. Some sick ass people down there. Great guy. He was a great guy, a family. He was around all kinds of kids. How could they? No, I'm not buying it. You could see in the photos the guy's delusional or MK'd Ultra. How many more kids got to disappear? How many more people died while he was out of walking around on the streets for 5 years? Well, he was a hop, skip, and a jump away from the police station. How many more? I don't know. And yeah, we're doing a movie on it. And screw yous. It's all about money, right? Right? It's all about grabbing the money first. Who grabs it first? Well, I don't know. But you gotta if you have children and grandchildren and you're sitting back watching this case and the madness that's going on, there's actually psychiatrists saying that Doug Carter is a schizophrenic cuckoo. Literally, that the case or something has gotten to him and he's actually lost his mind. That's what some people are saying. Some YouTubers are saying that he's a schizophrenic psychosis brought on from the case and the pressure, or maybe him getting pressured to keep his mouth shut. Maybe. I hope oh dang it, my mic was turned way up. Sorry, folks. That might have sounded loud. I was real close to the mic. Yeah, madness is what you're seeing, folks, down south. And I got a bad feeling that there's a great Wizard of Oz behind the curtain, controlling it all with big money. Bunch of idiots. Bunch of idiots. Hold on a second. All right. I got to tone it down on YouTube. I guess they're like, this is too good. This is too good. You just stop. I know, I got to stop. Acting. It's acting, right? Right? Like I said, folks, these folks want a war. They want a war. They're bringing it on. They're advertising it. They're coming into our chats. They're pushing people's buttons, the wrong people's buttons. And people are dropping like flies. They're not government folks. Okay? These are guys that lost their jobs. Might have been something, but ain't no more. And are playing with people's lives. And they played with the wrong person's life. And that person unleashed hell in this country. And these guys don't know what to do. That's why I keep telling you folks on YouTube, don't push people's buttons because you just don't know how powerful some of these people are with capabilities of madness. But no one ever listens. They never listen till it's too late, till there's 50 people dead. Then they are like, what's going on? Well, it's called our country is being invaded. Do you understand that, morons? You let them in. They've been here all along. The madness has been going on since I was born in this country. They want a World War III, folks. You want me to give it to you straight? I'm giving it to you straight. Mass extinction of human beings. And if these idiots don't control themselves, it's going to go cuckoo. They're going to upset the wrong guy. And you folks won't even wake up in the morning. We all won't. You folks keep forgetting these guys have got bunkers. They're in bunkers with nuclear fallout filters and all kinds of crap. And they're playing games with our lives. I don't know about you folks, but I don't find anything interesting in any of these cases of these kids and their death of these children. I don't find any of it humorous or entertaining, but in the world we live in, it sells. That's what sells. Trespassers, witchery, sorcery, madness in this country. And they had to have known one day it'll all come to an end. Glory be to God that that day comes and it happens around us. And we get the chance to redo the world with morals, integrity, where we are all created equal. If one man's rich, we're all rich. If one man is healthy or woman, we're all healthy. If one kid learns, all of our kids learn. These people have taken the Bible and they've killed their own children and used the Bible as it's okay because the Bible said better to cut off the hand that feeds you or whatever it is than to let to get rid of your own kids. The Bible said it. God told me. Are you kidding me? God told us that. It's right there in the Bible. Oh boy. And what do you do then, folks? Do you know how these kids are being abused? Do you want me to lie to you folks like the politicians and all the big wig religions and everything? Let me tell you how they're being abused and killed because they use thou shalt not hurt the mother and parents, do whatever they say, honor thy mother and parents, and you do what they tell you to do, even though they're abusing you and raping you. Then they turn around and use the Bible to control these kids. And most of these kids die because you folks are so blinded and wrapped up into politics and money as soldiers' souls. The politicians sold our souls. Money. If you got it, someone else wants it, they'll kill you or make you to be some kind of a cuckoo or loony bird. Power in numbers. Does Richard Allen look like a cuckoo in his mugshot? Sure does. Eyes dilated the size of quarters. Mental illness or MK Ultra by the government. where he's triggered. He's been hypnotized. He hears a certain word, it triggers him, he goes off. If there's weapons around, they're used. If there's children around, they're abused. Anyone is. Does it exist? You bet your butt it exists. What can I do about it? Nothing. Hunker down. They live by power, by numbers. What do you got to do? Well, hunker down. Stay in if you can. Keep an eye on your kids. Don't use the Bible to abuse your children and beat them half to death and kill them and chop them up and put them in places. And then turn around and use the Bible. These people are not of God. I don't know. I don't want to worship any God that is telling people to kill their own children. And then turn around and say Jesus is, the Bible said it was, that's what to do. Because, well, why didn't you cast the demons out of the kids? Why didn't you think they're just kids? They don't know no better. Why don't you just cast the demons out of the kids instead of killing them? Are we losing the war against the devil? Is that what you folks are telling me? Is that what the talk is in government? Is we might have to light it all up and start over again because you folks have sold your souls to the devil? Families stealing from families. Not candy bars, sodas, or whatever. Big money lies. Children, you disgusting. Disgust me. Greatest country in the world. Yeah, we got a lot of work to do. Well, I probably won't be here too much longer anyways, folks. This madness is just, it's for the birds. I watched 3 young ladies last night in their channels get yelled, screamed at, controlled by these wackos that if they did one little thing wrong, they were yelling at her. Bunch of idiots. That's what I'm looking at. And what gets me is some of these ladies don't think there's any repercussion from them. And it's nothing wrong with it. They're just dancing. They're not naked. They're dancing on camera or singing or whatever. They're not doing anything wrong, but it's when their chat is full of men, you're going to have to realize you're going to get these guys that are saying, take your clothes off and do this, do that. And if you don't pay attention to them, they go nuts. That's part of the madness. And if you try and help these people, what happens? Well, 9 out of 10 times, you turn out to be the bad guy because all you're doing is like, hey, these girls are this close to being the next victim of some of these guys in a rape or whatever. Hey, my health ain't in the greatest shape anymore, so I ain't got nothing to lose. We keep telling people that we ain't got nothing to lose. We really don't care. We really don't. We got nothing to lose. Some of us are suffering not by our own hands, but we're going on with life and trying to make the best of it. So it's a power struggle on YouTube and in the real world. And yes, YouTube is very dangerous. It is an organization. It is a gang. So you got to be careful. Me, I don't care. Uh, family's gone, health's gone, everything's gone. I really don't give two craps. I got nothing to lose. I'm with the rest of the government or whatever, and the citizens or whatever. We got nothing to lose. We got no hope. Not when they're picking up police officers for pimping out girls and politicians with millions and selling drugs and everything in their pocket. And you want to come at the little guy, and you want to come at the law-abiding citizens that abide by God's laws and don't kill. But now we're starting to see that. Good God, we have no choice. People praying to God to take addiction away. Cigarettes. That they would give anything, change their lives. Some of them have changed their lives. But might still have an addiction or be addicted to something. At least they made the attempt to try and change their lives for God. Instead of staying wrapped up in the crap that they were wrapped up into. But I ain't buying this whole dang thing that it was one guy that did all this and lured them there and everything and all this and that. Why? Well, because the evidence ain't pointing towards that. You can't get from the bridge to where the girls were found in 39 seconds. The guy would have had to have been a professional killer. To leave no blood there, for the cadaver dogs not to find them that night, although they didn't search that part, but the next day they did. I think what you had was a group of people that knew they were going to get caught, and they were tipped off. Why? Somebody inside the police department. Gotta be a leak within the police department that knew these guys were being watched or about to get watched, or created the madness and then went there and actually searched to help find her. What kind of madness is that? It's going to make a great movie if they do it right. Of course, you got to have budget. You got to have budget. You can't do a good movie on $1 million. I mean, you can, but it ain't going to be what it should be. You're not going to have the actors you should have. You're not going to have what you should have, but people do it. And you know what? It's good. I seen the Artemis Pyle movie, Street Survivors. Could it have been better? Sure. If there was a big budget, but he only had $1 million to play with. And by the time you're done buying food, lunch for cast and crew or whatever, yeah, especially if Delhi Force is there. They're in half the budget, right? Could it be a good movie, The Delphi Killers? You know, yeah, it's got everything to be a great movie. Madness, sickness, that's what sells in this country, right? Drugs, satanic stuff done. Yeah, it's got all the signals to be a great movie because that's what kind of world we live in this country. Well, they got their hands full down there, down south in Delphi. Because you got to go ahead and reevaluate this guy to see how crazy was he. Was he killing people right from CVS? Was he stealing drugs from CVS? Now, I know a lot of you folks down there, down south, might not like me. But I'll tell you what, we're seeing a lot of this madness down there. Could it be everything they're saying? The KKK is down there. I live in Indiana. It's 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 a proven fact, folks. It's where the KKK is. Now, would the KKK do something like that? Maybe not. Maybe some of their, maybe they were KK. Maybe they belonged to certain groups or whatever. Maybe they went rogue and did something on themselves. I don't know. But I'll tell you what, you don't just wake up in the morning and decide to kill two little girls and do it so quietly that no one hears nothing. And there's supposedly people on the trails as the murder was being happening. The same day they went out there to search for the girls and found nothing. The next day they went back to search and found the girls staged. Yeah, it could be a great movie if there's a budget. Uh, then you can hire the right people to do the movie. But that's all these folks are seeing is money, movies. I'll pass on it. Would it make a great movie? Yes, but I refuse to make something like that for when two little girls uh, frightened out of their minds succumb to evil like that. No, I think I'll pass on it. And I ain't got the money to do it right. So there you go. My thoughts on Delphi. Uh, will there be more people picked up in the Delphi murders? Yes. And what will that tell you, folks? If you have a half a brain, it's a big group of people or something. Maybe it is a racial group down there. Who knows? Who really knows? Right? All we are is reporters, YouTube creators, YouTube couch potato investigators, YouTube couch potato singer and songwriters, right? That's all we are. Great outdoors people, everything. I don't know. We thank God for stuff. Some people never liked God. Some people like me were like, it's mad. But have turned to God, prayed to God, thanked God for things. Everyone turns to God or looks at it. I used to go to church when I was a young kid. I went to church when I was a young lad growing up in my teens. You know, and what I'm seeing on YouTube is if you even mention God, these people think, oh, they must have something to do with it because people only bring up God when they know they're in trouble. No, that's not true. That's not true. People talk about God all the time. It don't need to take a dramatic thing to talk about God or bring God into the. We're being brainwashed. You know, my opinion. I don't know. What can you do? Like I said, some of us are older. We just want to be left alone. We just want to go back to normal. But it is what it is. These are the cards we were dealt. We're dealing with it the best we can. Some of us have disabilities. Some of us are not the sinners that these people are. Some of us, well, we shouldn't be judging nobody, right? These child molesters, we shouldn't be judging them. These people going around killing people, we shouldn't be judging them, should we? If you go by the Bible, it ain't us, it ain't up to us to judge anybody. So who are we to do anything to these people? And thank God I haven't done nothing to these people. Thank God I've never taken a human life. Never had to. Why? Because I know how to walk away when the numbers are too big to live to fight another day. For two, I have a brain. And if I can talk it out, if I'm wrong, I'll come out and say, hey, I'm wrong. If I made a mistake, I made a mistake. I don't know everything in this world. Only God does. Only God. Now we got people coming out on YouTube saying that we're supposed to be believing in God. Okay, we do. Now they're saying that the devil works for God. And now people are like, well, wait a minute, we're not supposed to do anything. So you're telling me the devil's attacking me and I got to do what he says or whatever. Now people are saying that they would sell their soul to the devil if God told them to. It goes against everything that was written. I refuse to sell my soul to the devil. I refuse to do what anyone tells me. Only I can go ahead and do what they want me to do within reason. If they came to me and said, we're going to give you your life back, all the money we've taken from you, the house and everything back, a beautiful woman, kids, everything back, as long as you sell your soul to the devil. Well, I guess not. No, I refuse to. No. I'll create another life with God. I'll create my own money and work for it honestly. Now, you folks, have a great day and a night. Keep an eye on the world. Don't pay any attention to me. I'm an idiot. I'm just somebody with a disability, a cuckoo. But I ain't that crazy to go out and kill people just to kill people. See, I love my freedom. I love life. How could you take a life if you love life yourself? It's very hard to. Could I, if this country gets invaded? Which I hope that day never comes. Hopefully, the Jesus comes down by then and we don't have to go into a massive war and kill. Could we? Well, most of us were raised with some kind of weapon or fighting capabilities. Probably. Would we want to? No. We would ask for forgiveness every second. But I understand now what these old timers were talking about. Where sometimes you got no choice and you got nothing to lose. And it depends on your family or the guy that's in a foxhole behind next to you. You gonna stand there and watch as somebody kills him from the other military? Probably not. But what can you do? These are questions, only questions and theories of mine, and mean nothing. For I'm nothing without God. I'm just an idiot with a disability. Excuse me. So, and part of the reason is why I am the way I am because I was military family. Don't know what to tell you folks. I got to empty my ashtray. Oh no, he's cuckoo as a nut job. Raphael says I heard he played the system like a fiddle. Oh no, he can't play the system. His psychiatrist says he's nuts. Yeah, they reevaluate. I know when I went to be reevaluated uh, to get on disability, I had to see 3, 4 doctors, take all kinds of tests. I wasn't crazy, but I do have brain problems. Um, I don't see things like other people. I'm not violent. Uh, I'm normal. If somebody pokes a stick at me, uh, animal instinct, human instinct is to fight back without trying to hurt anybody. And sometimes I don't know. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't. Some people have disabilities, but they're not a danger to society. They have a problem, a disability. They function still, but they still have a disability. They're not violent, but sometimes they lose reality or lose a function, a skill, or sometimes they can't spell. Sometimes they can't, they just have an off time. Their brain is is not functioning right sometimes. And when you do have a problem like that, a disability or something like that, people do look at you differently and they come down on you differently. And usually people don't want to deal with people with disabilities. So what do? They lock them up behind walls, hospitals, homes, stuff like that. People that can't take care of themselves. People that don't have family to take care of them. Now, whatever this thing is attacking me, and it is something. I don't know what it is, who it is. It ain't God. I would have been dead by now. These are questions. I got a lot of questions for some of the bigwigs, the big scientists that said this is the way it is, and now we're saying no, it ain't. And now they can prove it to you that it ain't. There's a lot of questions a lot of people have of why this is happening. Remember 40 years ago when they said cancer was right around the corner within 5 years? That was 50. I've heard that when I was a young kid. AIDS and stuff. Well, there's a cure right around the corner. Well, they pretty much do have a cure for AIDS. Pretty much got that knocked out. But we would have spent so much money as we do in the war machine and politics and everything and saving people's lives and science and good doctors. We could have been, we could have we could have been close to as what God is. Maybe God wanted us to learn how to heal and save lives other than having to take lives. That's God's job to take lives, not mine. We're just all slaves, folks, to the great puppet man, the great brainwasher, the one that is the wizard or the witch, whatever it is. I don't know. You folks have a good night. Be safe. Love one another. Don't do anything stupid. Don't hurt anybody. Is this thing attacking us? We don't know. Gotta be the devil. Be safe. I'll be back later. Raphael, I know what you're trying to get me to do. You're trying to get me to be the guy that was in 2012 with John Cusack. The guy that stayed on the mountain as the volcano went up. I know what you're trying to do, Raphael. It ain't working. Now, I forgive all you, and I released a lot of you from my YouTube jail. I'm trying to be kind. And be safe, folks. And if it is true what these professionals now are saying about all the satanic whatever stuff and witchery, God save these people before the real holy rollers come to town. Don't let people run all over you. Call the police and let them do their job. And the police are being looked at too. If they can't do their jobs, there's plenty of people that will. Well, heck, citizens will. But then you might have madness on the streets. But hearsay is bullcrap these days. You got to have stone cold proof. And I don't think they have it. And that's why he was only picked up on suspicion, is what they're saying on the news here, for murder. Let's see if the evidence sticks. If not, they might have been let on a goose chase. Or Keegan Kline cut a deal. One of them did. Greeno, Keegan Kline, one of the, Chadwell, one of these guys cut a deal. It's the only thing that could be. Heck, there's even some of the people out there saying that this could be a setup. They're being pressured to put somebody away for the case, and they're setting somebody up. They're going to have cold proof. And what did they say at the end of the press conference? The police, they're still taking in tips on this case, meaning it ain't over, folks. There's more than one. Gotta be. There's gotta be. They've been locking people up left and right down there, down south. Yes, I'm going to be working on the Rod Stewart song tonight. And I know that's going to upset you, Raphael, but I have a disability, so it takes me a while to learn stuff all the way through and get it halfway decent to make it sound like the song. I know it's going to upset you, but yes, I'll be working on that song tonight and maybe a couple more. But you know what I'm finding myself now is I'm not finishing things through. I'm not devoting my 100% to it. I'm not following through on things that I used to follow through on. Raphael, whose side are you really on? Just be honest. Just be honest. Whose side do you work for? Just come on. I'm not going to get mad. I'm not going to kick you out of my chat. I'm not going to get upset with you. Just be honest. Who sent you? Who are you? What channel are you? Are you a man or a woman? If you're a woman, you should have told me you should change your name to a man's name or to a woman's name so people don't go off on you. And then if you're a woman, you get upset. And then you tell your friends, I can't believe he went off on me. Yeah, but see, Johnny don't know Raphael is a woman because Johnny thinks Raphael is a man. Excuse me. You know how close I've come to going back to drinking alcohol? It's been 20-something years. Close, but I didn't. I don't know. Is it all worth it? I don't know. Hey, at least I can admit I have a disability. And sometimes I'm lazy. But I keep believing in God and I keep going on one day at a time. Right? It's all we can do. I can tell you this much. Sitting here on this couch watching YouTube is a lot better than sitting in a prison. I can tell you that much. Or a jail cell, even a local county cell. So I choose to only kill when my government calls for me to do it, or family. Other than that, I'm not coming off this couch. Only when I got to go out and make money the honest way. So I refuse to become a madman across the water or be controlled. And folks, make sure you check out my song that I wrote and played all the parts on called Control, because I've been controlled my whole life. Yeah, well, you can go back to Social Security and tell them, yeah, he's got brain problems. And no, he don't go out into the world. And he stays home. He's an idiot. But he's not a killer or a rapist. You guys hear that creaking? Something is here. Something just left. I felt it. There it is again. Something is just creaking. Either we had an earthquake or a volcano eruption, or I have an entity or a spirit. And I wouldn't doubt it if these boys that we're looking for haven't been dabbling in the black arts. And that's okay, because these holy rollers that are coming, well, they are going to carry through with what the Bible said: stomp on the head of the beast, and they will decapitate him. Literally. I don't know. Maybe we should bind them, cast them into the fiery lakes of hell. I don't know. Does anyone know? Any of yous? No, they're not going to give me a raise, Raphael. I wish it was that easy. You don't understand Social Security or disability, Raphael. If they giveth, they taketh away. Meaning, my rent goes up. Every time the government gives me a raise, my rent goes up. People don't understand. I don't understand Social Security or disability. I don't understand their laws and the things that they do. Penalized. If I have so much money into the bank account, I'll get penalized. They'll take money away from me. You can't save nothing because you can't have nothing in your bank, or you're penalized. I think you're allowed to have $500 or something like that in your bank account. That's what they told me. A complete brainwashing. I'm like, how am I ever gonna? I can't keep money in them. It's no wonder people try breaking into my apartment all these times. Got what little money I have laying around. Why do you think I got the place booby trapped and cameras all over the place? Exploding tip crossbows and shit. Because, hey, we got to survive. They put us in this jungle, and some of us are just itching to get at the animals at the jungle. We're itching to just pop off and boom, mass madness. You know, people don't realize Social Security, disability, Medicaid, Medicare. You know, if they don't want to spend the money to pay for even though you pay for it, if they don't want to spend the money, if they don't like you, you ain't getting the medication that you need. And that's the truth. What do you want me to do? But whatever they're doing ain't working. And it's like a bad Roadhouse movie. This just ain't working out. It just ain't working out for you people. And what the heck? We ain't got nothing to lose. YouTube has taken over everybody's brain. They can't function. Some of these dudes can't go to work without YouTube. Charge $1 million equipment and everything. Some of these people just can't make it through the day. I can't make it through the day without social media, internet. If I got a job to do, I got to go do it. Hurry up and get it done so I can get home and watch more YouTube. Brainwashed. And I'm breaking away from it, folks. Going back to music and skits and movies and the rest of it. Oh, well. It's madness. Madness. And I think they're deliberately driving us mad. Deliberately. What time is it? All right, it's 9:30. I got to do a couple things, and then I'm going to be back, and I'm going to be working on that Rod Stewart song and a couple other songs that are capoed on that same fret, like the Black Crows, Bad Luck, Blue Eyes, and working on that song and working. It brings me peace, and it helps me deal with things. And if you don't get mad over the madness that we've been seeing on YouTube, then there's something wrong with you folks. If you don't get concerned about some of these young women on YouTube that are shaking their thing all over and having men ask them to take their clothes off, and the women have no control over their chat, then there's something wrong. I'm caring about the wrong things. You know, it's that woman's choice to do her videos the way she wants. I'm just trying to help out to say, you know, you don't, if you hang around with idiots, you're going to become an idiot. If you hang around with people that are very controlling and a sex person or whatever, you're going to become like that. You're going to let it slide each day until a little bit each day. And then that person is a madman. And some of you ladies are so far in deep where these people end up abusing you, kidnapping you, turning you in a prostitute or a sex slave. And then it's too late. And most women don't make it out of it. And here we are trying to go to heaven. We're trying to do good. And we're getting beat down because now we're invading someone's life. That's their choice. That's their choice. All we could do is sit back, and if anything bad happens, try and help. And nobody wants to hear anybody's advice. It's a free world, right? Now I understand what Jesus was talking about. He could not make you follow him. God could not make you love him or follow God. And we can't make these people live normal, because we live in a country that it's their right to live like animals if they want to live like animals. There is repercussions for that, but that's their freedom to do murders until they get caught, right? I don't know. All right, folks, I'll be back. If I offended anybody, my apologies. Really, if I offended anybody, my apologies. But the facts are the facts. And the truth is the truth. And it's just a quest that I'm on to try and find some goodness out of the madness in this world. All right, I'll be back in a little while. Thank everybody for stopping in. And if I did offend any of you, my apologies. And these are only my facts or my theories. On any case, I have no proof of nothing. Only the police and the killers know exactly what happened.